it's time to do a Helldivers primary only tier list, okay? It's time for us to do it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. I have to talk about it. There's no other way we could do this. So, I look at these weapons. I probably do one last mission real quick. Don't worry, we're going to do one, but I have to it won't be real quick cuz I'm going to be doing this tier list video. All right? We're going to be hitting this. We're going to be doing Giga Chad tier list, all right? Now, the rules for it, it can be an S tier. It can be an S tier if it's good against one faction or if it's good against both factions. So there's going to be some weapons in the S tier that I would say are only good in one faction, but they're still S tier. All right. D tier goes for weapons that are overall dog shit. What's your opinion on the Eruptor? The one from Detonators? The Eruptor? Well, we're going to get to it when we get to it, all right? I think, personally, all right? We're going to start with the first one, the Liberator, okay? We're going to put this in honest to God for it's super mid. Straight down the line, the most mid weapon you can use. I know a lot of people put the Liberator in like C to D tier, like it's useless. And I guess it's just because other weapons are just so god tier that when it's compared to those weapons, it's just bad. But in my opinion, it's a solid choice. Unironically, it's never like a bad decision to go with a Liberator. And I probably have the same decision with the Liberator Penetrator, but I would say it's a little bit better than the Liberator, just because when you're doing, it's also useful against bugs and bots because it has that extra penetration, but it does suffer from a little bit less ammo capacity. So it still stays in B. I would say the Liberator Penetrator and the Liberator are like B tier weapons. It's like it's the baseline. They're the baseline weapons. Like they're super mid. There's only one Liberator weapon that I will say that I genuinely don't like, and we're right on it, which is the Concussive. Like, I know it has a drum mag and everything, but like past launch, this weapon low-key does not feel as good as it used to be anymore. Like, I would put it in C tier, honestly. It's like a C tier weapon. It's not dog shit. It's not horrible, but like, I don't know. There's just like, I know it's mainly used for crowd control, but in my opinion, the best crowd control is just killing everything. So having like a gun dedicated to it that's not really best for killing but just staggering things, I don't know, seems a little useless. But it's not horrible. It's just like, I don't know so much. Now we get to the stall. All right, I know this is gonna probably trigger some people on this one. So design wise, fire. It's basically a better Liberator. So in my opinion, that's like low A for now, because we're right here, so we have to do low A. I have to put the stall in low A. It's basically a better Liberator. It's literally a Liberator, just looks cooler. Lib in B? Why is Lib not in B? Why is Liberator not in B? Terabyte, tell me right now. Put it in chat why the Liberator's not B. How is it not? It's like the baseline mid-level gun. It's super mid. It's like not horrible, but it's not amazing. Put Lib Pen and normal Lib in A, man. They don't deserve B. Nah, I don't know. There's like some weapons in, when you look at S tier weapons and then you look at, they're not horrible. They're like high A. They're B. They're mid-level guns. I can't put them in A. I can't put them in A because these weapons in A are like, those are weapons that are good in everything, especially when you have the stall, which is just a better better Liberator. I don't know. They're not horrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Lib Penetrator and the Lib thing, Lib and B, I understand. They're just like super baseline. Like, also something that I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on, because I see every content creator shit on it, and I used it a few times, and I still don't understand what the hate of it for this gun is. But I'm also going to put the Liberator Carbine in B too. Like, it's just a faster fire rate Liberator. Like, I don't understand why everyone shits on this gun. Like, you have plenty of ammo. It shoots hella fast. Like, it's pretty nice. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but like, I think the only bad Liberator out of the Liberator series would be the Concussive. Lib is just okay. So it's better in the sense that you have more penetration. Don't get me wrong with the Penetrator, but the thing is with it is you have less ammo. That's the only reason why I can't put it in A, because like, there's just better weapons that have more penetration and more better ammo, like capacity or like economy compared to the penetrator. I don't know. Maybe I'm just really bad when I use it on bugs, but like I see myself running out of ammo a lot when I use the penetrator. It's trash practically. You might be right, honestly, because like I just don't know, because it's like a C tier. Yeah, it does barely kill anything, but it stun locks. That's the thing. It's not supposed to kill shit. It's supposed to be like a crowd control weapon. But like, I feel the best crowd control in Helldivers, unlike other games, is that like you just want to kill things. You don't really. That's your best crowd control, is just killing shit. But yeah, you're right. Maybe it is trash. It is trash. You're right. We're gonna move it down to D tier. D tier it is. Tenderizer, okay. It's overrated. Nah, I'm not gonna let you get that away. Tenderizer's A tier. I would put it in S. But there's other weapons that deserve to be in S tier. All right, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. We're not putting the Tenderizer in A tier, or we're not putting the Tenderizer in anything under. I can't believe you get that away. That's literally my second favorite gun in the whole game. It has to be in A tier. It's such a good gun. It has great ammo capacity. It has great damage. It just has weak medium. It has weak armor penetration, which is all right. It gets the job done. Death is the best crowd control. That's what I'm saying. So, like, especially in this game, it's the best crowd control. There's no way. I'm not going to let you get that off, all right? There's no way. I'm sorry. I have two things on this list that are, like, you know, going to be controversial for most people, but you guys just have to accept it, okay? You guys just have to accept it. I'm sorry. You're gonna the Tenderizer deserves to be an A. Do not read the control. If concussive were to stun big enemies, it would have its uses in teams. Yeah, it would if it did have that. But it is okay. But it is a good gun. It is a good gun. It is a good gun. It deserves to be an A. There's a reason why it's overrated. Yeah, I really wish the concussive did more than just like it barely kills. This really is useless. It's a really useless gun. Maybe if they changed it from being like a concussive weapon to like it shoots little mini rockets like a bolter or something, like, but not overly powerful like an eruptor or dominator. Like, you know, it shot like tiny little missiles, so it doesn't do like the same crazy damage. Maybe that'd make it better. So it goes from it being a concussive stun thing to like it actually does damage. But I don't know. Is overrated and exaggerated? It deserves A or and exaggerated. It deserves A or S. I would put it in A tier because the S tier weapons are just good. It's good against bots and bugs. That's the thing. It's amazing. These two weapons in A tier are amazing against bots and bugs. B is also the same. Like, they're just good for both, but they're all right. But Tenderizer is just like a beefed up version of all the ARs in my opinion. The only thing it lacks is medium armor penetration, which, like, if weapon customization comes out and they say that you can increase the armor penetration of all guns on it, then this weapon will be able to shoot through like the same shit as like an adjudicator with less recoil, which is gonna be insane. And then the adjudicator, I personally, after using it for a while, I'm going to put it in A tier because, honest to God, people shit on it because of the recoil. But if people just learn to crouch or build into it with an engineering kit, you are like, you're shooting a crazy ass heavy level gun. Yeah, adjudicator's A in my opinion. I don't know. I see a lot of people, a lot of content creators say like adjudicator C or D. That's insane to me. Like, you have an AR with good ammo capacity and high armor penetration with only 5 damage off the Tenderizer, because the adjudicator does 90 damage, the Tenderizer does 95. It deserves to be an A. It does have high recoil, but I feel if you build into it just slightly, and by build into it I mean just like learn not to stand and walk around, tap the trigger, because you're doing so much damage. If you learn some ammo control, you're literally fine with the adjudicator. Wait, I'm not. Yeah, wait. The Constitution, I will never let any of you say it's a meme joke gun. Everyone says it's buns. Fuck those people. You know it's the truth, and this is the god honest truth. I'll defend it till the day I die. The Constitution for bots is S tier. You have so much fucking ammunition. You literally, if you just do POIs and get resupplied from there, you never run out of ammo for your primary. It one-shots Devastators in the head. It one-shots Berserkers in the head. You can 2-shot to 3-shot Striders in the pelvic area, or like on the platform. You one-shot all the Commissars like most other guns in S tier and A tier. It's a god tier weapon. There's no way I'm letting anyone tell me a gun with such good penetration and so much ammo is dog shit because it's a bolt action. Y'all are throwing on some real shit. I use this weapon on 10 bots. And you know what's crazy? People say, I bet you get outslayed. But how many times on stream have you seen me put up the majority of the bot kills? I'll put up the majority of the bot kills with a Constitution. Okay? With the Constitution. And it has a melee damage where you one-shot melee people. It's insane. It's insane. I'm not letting no one tell me the Constitution is a D tier weapon, a C tier weapon. No, it's S tier for bots. For bugs, it's not that good. Even though I've done 10 bugs with it and it's funny, and sometimes it's really not that good against bugs. That's when like the reputation it has is kind of deserved. But against bots, this is an S tier weapon. I'm not letting no one get that off. All right, no one's gonna take that away from me. Now for the I'm gonna put the diligences because they're basically the same gun in my opinion. I think they both deserve to be in S tier because not only are they good against bugs, but they're like god tier against bots. They're good, but in crowds, not really that good. Nah, they're amazing. There's no way you put the diligences in B tier. I mean, they're even good against bugs. Not amazing. They're not. You don't really get to show off like the true potential of the gun in bugs, but on bots, these guns literally trivialize the difficulty. I'll put them above the Constitution though, but like these guns will trivialize Super Helldive bots. It's insane. R63, my beloved. Is that what yo, I'm gonna be real, I never even used this sniper. I heard it was dog shit and I never used it. The Plas 39, not the R63. The Plas 39, never even touched it. Until I'm back, I promise I won't touch the eruptor. That's just far on the list. You don't gotta worry. Wait, is this a bot list? No, it's not a bot list. The way it's working is that S is gonna the way these weapons are rated is they get placed on how effective they are for both factions. But if they're like, let's say for example, Constitution, it's horrible against bugs, but it's god tier against bots. I'm gonna put it in S tier, so it's S tier for bots, and these weapons are S tier for bots, and then they're like A tier for bugs, in my opinion. From my understanding and what I've seen people say, oh, the diligences, my bad. I just call them I don't know the numbers. I do not know the numbers of the guns. I just call them by their names. Sadly, it's sadly it's plasma though. I heard it's not good, so I'm putting it in D tier. I rarely see anybody use it, and just because no one uses it doesn't mean it's horrible. But like, I think it's like, I've seen gameplay of it, and I don't really like I don't like how it looks. It doesn't act like how a sniper I think should act. So I think that's a horrible gun. So this is an opinion that I know no one would agree with probably. It's kind of decent, so like B. I don't know, Chief. I've heard people say it's horrible. No, because what I'm gonna put in C makes sense in my opinion. So so I would say these guns are basically the same. The Knight and the Stall, whatever the numbers are, I already forgot. But let me look it up real quick. I'm right here. The Stall 11 SMG. These weapons are basically the same, but the thing is this one is free, and this one costs you $20 and no way to earn it with super credits. So I say that this is a B tier weapon. Like, it's all right. And then this has to be in C tier only because of the monetary entry to get this gun. You need to spend $20 to get this gun, while this gun's free. And so if this gun didn't cost $20 to get, it would be in B tier too, because these are basically the same gun. So wherever I feel this gun goes, this gun has to follow. But since this gun costs you $20, it has to go in C tier. I never used it because I don't have it. Yeah. They do need more ammo and damage, but they're SMGs, so they get away with it. But like I said, they have to be in C tier. This has to be in C tier, even though they're the same gun, because like $20 entry, like that's going to be a real barrier to entry for a lot of people. Like, and before anyone says they're not the same gun, like they literally have the same damage, borderline the same recoil. The Knight has a higher fire rate, but like, obviously, compared to the other ones, this is supposed to be your free Knight, all right? Like, they're basically the same gun. but I agree with B tier. Yeah, I think it's B tier. Like it wants a medal. Dead ass though. It runs out of ammo quick. That's why I don't really like bringing it that much. But if you are an SMG guy, I think... What's up, Cyru? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back, Mystic. I think, personally, if you're an SMG guy, you may disagree with me on this, but I feel like the Emancipator is basically... Wait, am I retarded? Did I just say... It's the Reprimand. My bad. I don't know why I said Emancipator. The Reprimand is basically the adjudicator of SMGs, I mean. So I would put this in A tier, because if you're an SMG guy and you like it and you're looking for something with a little bit heavy armor penetration, and honestly it has pretty good ammo consumption, as long as you're not dumb and holding down the trigger and dealing with that high recoil, it's basically just an adjudicator SMG. I would put the Reprimand in A. Where are we? We just did the Reprimand. Yeah, I have to put it in A because it's just an SMG adjudicator. I think the only thing that holds this weapon back, which I understand because it has high recoil, so like lore wise it probably doesn't make any sense, but I really would have liked it if, since it's an SMG, it was one-handed, but it's not one-handed, so that's just something that's not going to happen, it looks like. Oh, I'm going to do this real quick because I think we all agree it's like 100% without facts. With facts, like, you can't deny it that the crossbow's S tier and it's on the top of the S tier list. Like, I don't even have to really say anything. I'm just gonna get that one out of the way because we all agree that that's S tier, and there's like no one here to argue that. All right, that's like that's an easy give me. Okay, that's an easy give me. Almost everyone trashes on that gun. No, really, everyone trashes on the Reprimand? Well, probably because everyone trashes on the adjudicator, and since these two guns are basically the same for both their categories, then yeah. Defender is a good B. Oh yeah, that's where I was gonna put it. I was gonna put it at B. I do like it more than the stall SMG, but I would put this in B for sure because this is like the adjudicate. This is the liberator of SMGs. Like it's a baseline mid-level gun. You're not doing anything special, nothing fancy with it. So that's an easy B in my opinion. Pummeler though, I haven't used this gun in a minute. All right, but like honestly, it's low-key worse. Like, it's literally just a worse version of the Defender. Like, the Pummeler, put the Scorcher in S. That's crazy, Rune. When we get to the Scorcher, we'll get to the Scorcher. Team kills me and people trying to cover me with a lot. I'd put it in A personally. Okay. From the amount of times I've team killed myself and knocked over Terra on bugs when I'm trying to cover him with the crossbow, I will agree that happens a lot. But if you're not dumb like me and other people and use it the way it's supposed to be, you literally trivialize like all of Super Helldive. It's insane. So I would say the Pummeler is like low-key a C tier. It is going to be lower than the Defender by a long shot, but my opinion is a C tier, but it's above the Knight. S or I'm unsubbing. That's insane. You gotta give me. We get there. Don't worry. We will cook. I promise you, the Scorcher will be placed exactly where it deserves to be. You killed me once with the crossbow. I think. I don't know. I probably did. I mean, I'm not gonna lie here. I probably did. I've killed a few people with the crossbow. It's just like a weaker. It's just a weaker. Like, I'd rather have the stall SMG. I'd rather have the Defender than the Pummeler. But the only reason why it's higher than the Knight is because the Pummeler doesn't cost $20 to get. This does cost $20. So since this costs $20, it has to be lower than these SMGs. Oh shit, we're going into the shotgun line. Okay, I'm gonna put the Cookout. I'm gonna skip a little bit. All right, I'm gonna skip a little bit. I'm gonna put the Plasma Punisher in A tier. I'm gonna put it high A tier because that shit is really good against bots. Shotguns are in B or A. Whoa, slow down. There's some good shotguns out there. Like, I would say the Halt is like on bugs, like it's also A, but the Plasma Punisher is A. It could be low S. Unironically, if I wanted to trigger some people and get them mad, I could say low S. I wouldn't mind saying that because it is really good against bots and bugs, honestly too. Yeah, it's really good. Honestly, I might put it in S. Yeah, I'll put it in S because it actually is pretty good. It's really good. The mid-pen shotgun, a little worse than the normal ones. Oh, you mean the Slugger? I'm pretty sure the Slugger isn't that good, actually. Didn't you say at one point the Plasma Punisher was bad? I did? Well, I guess I was wrong. My bad. I'm sorry. The slug, I don't know, because like the thing with the sluggers is there's just better options. Like I just don't like the slugger has medium pen, but I don't know if you'd want it. Thank you for putting that Punisher in S tier. Yeah, it should be an S tier because it's good against both factions, and like it's really good against one. The Halt is good. I was gonna put it in high A. I like it. I like the Halt. You can use the Plasma Punisher as a Plasma Mortar very nicely due to the low velocity. Yeah, it's also very good. Cookout. So I know people are gonna probably cook me for this because it's the Cookout. But genuinely, like, this gun went from being a god tier weapon to like one of the most mid shotguns ever in the world, and like I rarely see people use it. I rarely use it anymore. I used to love it for bugs and everything, but like I rarely use it. Like it's probably like something like I'd put in B tier under the Liberators. And also, why do the shotguns have scopes and not irons? I don't know. Probably because I don't understand that. Maybe I don't complain that much because, like, but the thing is, with most of these shotguns, I'm never usually scoping in. Most of the time, I'm just, like, doing the over-the-shoulder, like, L2 scope, if that makes sense. I have to put the Cookout in B, though. I do not think the Cookout is anything above these weapons. Like, truly, you have to convince me hard. Like, it barely cuts through chaff. The flame damage, honestly, you kill the thing, you kill a bug or bot before you like actually kill them with the flame damage. Like the flame damage is just there, I feel, just to like look cool or like stop them from like, I don't know, it really just doesn't feel useful. It doesn't really feel useful that much for this. Breakers, I'm sorry, but they are C. You might be right, actually. You might be right. I'm gonna keep it real. But the fire one is B. I would put the fire one as B, and I'll put it higher than the Cookout because I do like the fire. I do like that one above the Cookout. It's a little bit better in my opinion. It does have horrible ammo capacity. I do all right with the Cookout as well. Like, it's not horrible. Don't get me wrong. It's just a mid-level gun. And when I think mid, I think B tier. Those are mid-level guns. There's nothing horrible about them. But there's nothing, like, good about them either. And there's nothing extraordinary about it. It's just mid. Sometimes the breaker in SMP is good with light crowds. I think the spray and pray actually went up. Like this went from like a B tier weapon to like a low A. Actually, I would say like it's a low A tier weapon. I'm not gonna let people get away with that. The spray and pray went from to a low A tier weapon. How good it is against crowds and what you're doing with it, it's really fun. I've seen more use of it. I've used it a little bit and I like it. I think the nerfs, the buffs and the different attachment with the choke on it was actually really good. Let's do the Scorcher. I know Rune would love me to put it in S tier, all right? But I truly think this weapon's a high A tier. Okay? High A tier. Cause there's better plasma guns. Like when this game first came out, I'm telling you this right now, when this game first came out, the Scorcher was right here. But ever since other guns came out and does its job just a little bit better, I don't know, because it is S tier against bots still. In my opinion, you know what? We'll put it in S tier, just to bait some people on YouTube. I will say the Scorcher is S tier because it's really good against bugs, but it is still S tier against bots. It's still S tier against bots. And the Purifier also, I would say, is S tier against bots. I don't know if it's really good against bugs. What's better? If you're asking me what's better than the Scorcher, you have the Purifier that's better than the Scorcher, the Plasma Punisher that's better than the Scorcher. You have all the plasma guns are basically better than the Scorcher. Then if you look at other guns like the crossbow, the Diligences, those are also better against bots. But I will say though, all the plasma weapons are really like S tier. So like, and they're like S tier against bots and like A tier against bugs. So yeah, the thing about I don't like the charge up of the Purifier, but I know people are gonna roast me if I don't put it in S tier. And to be honest, I do understand why it should be in S tier. It is pretty good. It has a lot of utility to it, so I can see how it deserves that role. I'm gonna put this quickly in D tier because I will not let anyone tell me the Flamer is anything other than absolute dookie trash. Like it is better than the Sniper and the Lib Concussive because it can actually kill but that shit is still dookie trash. All right, I'm not seeing any of you. I'm not letting any of you tell me otherwise. Okay. No, you guys will not convince me otherwise that it is anything but dookie trash. Actually, I know people are gonna cook me. I have to put these higher than the Constitution because they do better than the Constitution. I would say I like the Plasma Punisher more than these two. So I would probably put it like this. This would probably be no. I think this is good. I think this is a good setup because the crossbow is better than all these, and then it should go this way. And then yeah, I think that's a good setup because like these weapons are the Constitution isn't better than any of these weapons, but there it is S tier. You put it in C. What? It's good though? Nah, you guys are crazy. That has way more mags. I'd put it in C. I see people get away with it. Oh man, the flamer just feels like dookie trash, but you know what? You're right. I have seen Terra get away with it on I've seen people get away with it on Super Helldive. It is I'll put it high C, okay? We'll raise it out of the dookie trash. It is bad though. You guys can't tell me it is a bad gun. It is a bad gun. Anything in C and D, those are bad guns. Those are bad guns for sure. Blitzer, infinite ammo, and good against bots and bugs very well. I would definitely say this is a like a mid S tier weapon. All right. As long as it's a skill issue if you can't use the Blitzer, in my opinion. Like if you think it's a bad gun, it's most likely you just don't know how to use it. Because it is a really good gun. I love burning bugs with it. You can't. The gun could be absolute dog shit, right? And it would be the most fun gun in the game because you're lighting shit on fire. There's nothing wrong. Any gun that it could be the best or worst gun in the game in any game, and a flamethrower will always be cool because you're lighting shit on fire. But if we look past that, the gun is actually horrible. And I know before someone types in the comments like, "Oh, you're supposed to spray the floor with it because it creates walls of fire for area denial." I'm telling you this right now. You know what's the best area denial? When I blow that fucker's head off, okay? When I kill him, then they're denied. They're denied the whole map. I just denied their life, okay? I'm not using no fucking flamer. Flamer is just absolutely not poggy. Now, if you guys really want to have an argument, I'm all right with this one. So this is going to apply to both of them, but I will put one in B tier simply because it's just not as good. I say the plasma base or the laser based weapons like the sickle and the scythe. The scythe would go in B, and I'd put it above these weapons, but I have it under the ballistics. And then the sickle can go into A, but it have to be on the lowest. I feel personally the only way that these weapons are ever really that good is if one, you are lucky enough to be on a planet that has the cold buff, so you can have more ammo in it, or like, you know, more time before it overheats. But most of the time I don't really find these guns like anything breaking the norm, like breaking the meta or anything. They're nothing crazy. The sickle is good for bots really well, and bugs actually, but it does better when it has that cold buff. But past that, like they're genuinely the most mid-level guns ever, and I don't understand how people like them so much. Plus that area denial doesn't even last that long unless it's like a stratagem fire. Yeah, exactly. The stratagem fire doesn't even work. Or it doesn't even last that long. And most of that fire damage, bro, when you got hunters jumping over the fire, what the fuck? And not only are the hunters jumping over the fire, does any of the fire actually ever do enough damage for you to be like, yes, I'm happy I brought this gun instead of a crossbow. Oh my god, yes. It looks amazing, but there's other ones, better ones. I will admit it's good. I don't feel like yeah, the Blitzer, like I said, I don't use it that much, but I know it's a good gun. I know it's a good gun. I would like to say my teammates do often shock me. Yo, I love it when someone's using the Blitzer and you have to like literally start running away from being in front of them or running away from the enemy because you know that shit's gonna arc towards you. Oh, thank God that shit. I don't know if like they gave it like more chances for you to like not get killed by it, but there's been so many times like the energy arcs towards me and my screen just goes a little fuzzy for a second. I didn't die. Thank God Arrowhead added that because I remember that shit used to kill me all the time. All the time. No, the fire on the floor barely do any damage. Yeah, sickle and scythe guns are good with rover plus laser cannon. Swap back and forth with infinite ammo. You can get up to 4 swaps before all weapons overheat. Yeah, they're good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the sickle's better than the scythe. But the most you would ever see me put the sickle in is A tier. And I just personally think ballistic weapons are better than the lasers. And I think plasma weapons are overall better than all the lasers as well. So all the lasers, it's the only time they're like worth bringing, in my opinion. The only time I ever see anyone ever bring one is when you're on a cold planet. But if you're on any other type of planet, God forbid you're on a planet like Hellmire where it's overheating, then these weapons are actually dog water. Eruptor, I honestly don't like it, but I think it's kind of crash. It's good, solid A or B. A rav diver. What the fuck's a rav diver? Did I misspeak? Did I have a famous misspeak? Oh my god, I misspoke. We'll leave these two weapons for last. Let's go to the normal. I have to look at the stats of the normal one. It's been so long since I used the Punisher. I know this is a slug weapon that has medium pen, and then you have the Punisher. Bro, I haven't used the slugger in so fucking long, but genuinely, like, these weapons feel like C tier. This feels like a C. These are like, this is definitely a C tier weapon. Rave? Oh, Rave. Rave. I'm retarded. I'm dumb. Don't worry. Dominator is kind of trash. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Punisher is better. The Punisher is better than the slugger, but like the slugger, I'm gonna keep it real. I think the slugger's D tier. All right. I think the slugger's D tier dookie trash. And I'd put the, and I'd say this maybe the breaker's low B, maybe low B. But is it just Punisher's A tier? How? There's so many better shotguns. Or S tier. No, I don't like the Punisher. The Punisher is like, we'll put it in S tier. Or C tier, I mean. We'll put it in high C tier. Breaker, it has good damage, but man, I don't know. Like, I like the Holt more. I like the Plasma Punisher more. May I prove it? Sure, prove it right now. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. I would like to challenge this, but it's just better than them. It is? Okay, you know what? I'll put it. I'm thinking about it. I used it before. I'll put it here. I'll put it in A, all right? I'll put it in A. Because I'm starting to think about it. It does do a lot of damage. You got good armor. You got good ammo economy. I'm pretty sure this... Doesn't this come in the normal war bond? Could be wrong, but... It's been a minute. Doesn't it come in the free war bond? Yeah, it does. And it's on page 1. Yeah, I'll put it there. Yeah, you're right. You guys are right. I just had to think about it. I'll put it above. I'll put it there. But I do like the Holt more, and I do like the Plasma Punisher more, and there's nothing you guys can tell me on that one. I'm sorry. I'm going to be toxic on that one. The Breaker, I honestly, like... After so many nerfs and everything, I would put low B tier. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know if it's C or D though. C or D is a little insane. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think the Breaker's that bad where it's C or D. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm wrong on that? I put it in B tier. Like, I don't think it's that bad. It's really, like, it has bad ammo, and the damage is a little... It's not like what it used to be. But, I mean, come on. It's better than the weapons I put in C and D tier, for sure. That would be a little crazy. That would be a little crazy to put it somewhere else. It is serviceable just because it's in B tier. Remember, B tier isn't bad. I need to, like, it's like when people say, oh, this movie's a 7 or 8 out of 10, and people are like, okay, so it's horrible. It's like, no, that's like, that means you got an 80% score on the movie. That means the movie's good. It's really good. It's just not amazing or like perfect. Like that's what mid tier is. Mid tier is a serviceable weapon that's gonna get the job done. It's not gonna do anything extraordinary. It's not gonna do anything past its job, which is probably killing at least one to like 5 enemies in a magazine. All right, that's the most it's gonna do. It's just gonna, it doesn't do anything special. It doesn't one tap people in the head on bots. It doesn't close buildings and bug holes by itself while also being one-handed. It doesn't act as like basically a sniper one-shotting in the head. Like S tier inflation? There's no way it's S tier inflation. I put everything in there. That's everything in S tier is literally S tier. There's no shot. There's no shot you're saying I have S tier inflation. Like the breaker is just like, it gets the job done. That's it. It's a solid round gun. Oh, I think you're talking about what I was saying. My bad. I think you were talking about what I was saying. You're like saying that like people think as if it's not S tier, then it's horrible. You're right. My bad. I was shook. I was shook for a second though. I misunderstood. Yeah, people like say like if it's not 10 or S, then like it's horrible. And it's like, no, that's not how it goes. I start saying I think a gun is horrible when you put it in D. Like these guns have no redeeming value in it. If I see you using them, I know you're just using them for either fun or like whatever. We need a Sigma tier. We do need a Sigma tier. Holy shit, you're right. We do need a Sigma tier. And then C tier is like these guns just need a buff and they can be in B tier, really, or A tier or S tier, like depending on how good the buff is. But these guns, I would say C tier needs a buff, and D tier are horrible and they need a rework. That's how I envision it. If you guys ever wonder how I envision it, S tier is these guns are low-key broken and I love them and they're perfect. They should kind of stay the way they are. If you do need to give them a buff, just like it's kind of crazy, you shouldn't buff them anymore. A tier, they are also amazing. They're good. They just don't do everything like an S tier weapon does, or they don't excel in something crazy like an S tier weapon. B is like your baseline. They're good. There's some flaws, and those flaws are like not horrible where they make the gun not usable, but they're just, there's nothing overly wrong with them, and to buff them would just be a little like, no, they're perfect. Just leave them the way they are. That you don't need to like really do much. You need to have baseline weapons, and these are baseline. C tier is these weapons need a buff. They're really not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and I like to see something more. In D tier, I need a rework. They're like, the gun isn't what you, it's just horrible. It needs a complete rework. It's not that good. It was overhyped. Really? The Eruptor? I thought I heard the Eruptor was S tier, and I've seen people use it, and I've used it like a few times, and it got the job done on crowds on bugs. Like, I thought it was an S tier bug weapon. Am I wrong, chat? Chat, am I wrong that it's not an S tier weapon for bugs? Or not A tier at least? I thought it was an A or S tier weapon. The way that this weapon's hyped, the Dominator and the Eruptor, I thought it was an S tier weapon. I didn't mean to pick it up. Now I can't put it back down. Okay, well, they're not. These are not their permanent spots. I just need to know. I don't really use that gun, so I don't know. Me neither. I barely use it. I just go off what I heard, really. And the one time I used it was really good against bugs on the crowd. But Taro's saying that it's like overhyped and it's not good. It was over, and it's not good. And that sadly no one uses the Dominator anymore. Which is also true. I barely see anyone use a Dominator, but I remember that gun used to be S tier as well. I never used it because I had trauma from when firing instant killed you. True. Wait, that was funny. I remember that shit. That was hilarious. You know, to play it safe, Dominator is not used sadly, and it's just the Eruptor but without the flak. I'm gonna put these weapons in A tier because I honestly, when I do see them used, put that in B tier, or the Eruptor in B tier. They're really B tier weapons. I'm gonna put them in low A. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna put them in A because like I've seen them used, and yeah, there's better options, and it's a little clunky maybe, but I think they're still good. I don't think they're baseline weapons. I don't think they're mid-level guns. I think they're like they're one step above mid-level. They're not S tier anymore maybe, but I would say they're one step above mid. Low A. I think they're both low A. Now, which one's better? I don't know. They're kind of equal in my opinion. In my eyes, when I think of Eruptor and Dominator, they're the same. But like if someone was new to the game, me not personally, because I like ARs more, so you know I'm not the good case example of this. But like I bet someone new playing the game would be like they would rather use an Eruptor or Dominator over any of the Liberators. I feel on both bots and bugs, it forever took to reload. It couldn't even take down a simple Trooper Strider, and overall, I believe it's so overhyped. Damn, you might be right. Damn, you. Okay, so then you know what? I'll put the Dominator. I'll put the Dominator in here. How about we do this? Because the Eruptor, I feel, is really good against Hordes. Like, I've seen it work on bugs, and with the Shrapnel, like, it literally eviscerate, like, bug breaches. I don't know how good it is against bots. I never used it against bots. I've used it, like, a few times on bugs. Eruptor is great when you see your teammate get overwhelmed by a horde of enemies. Having grenades to shoot at, like confetti at a parade, is quite helpful. You're right. See, look, now you got me. You guys got me. I'm gonna keep it in A. I'm keeping it in A. I'm sorry. That's where it's staying. Oh no, that you said Eruptor. Yeah, Eruptor. My bad. That's Dominator. I'm gonna keep it in B then. I'm gonna keep it in B. I say this is it. This might be my. This is gonna be my. This is gonna be my tier list. All right. All right, Chad. This is the tier list for all the primaries currently right now in Helldivers 2. I think this is good. I think this is a good tier list, okay? We got the crossbow as the best gun in the game, unironically. Anyone who tells you crazy. I think the only controversial things I have in here, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people are going to clown me probably for having the Constitution in S, but I do Super Helldives on S, and most of the time have, like, the most kills, so before anyone tries to tell me that gun's horrible, you're just dog shit. Though if you run solo and you get overwhelmed by melees, you're getting your ass handed. Oh yeah, facts. You probably need a different secondary if you're gonna run the Dominator or the. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Give me a second. Oh no, it is a Dom. Oh, whatever. Like, you're 100% right. You probably have to run, if you're gonna run a Dominator, you're probably gonna want to run the Redeemer or a Verdict. Or since now we have melee weapons, you can run melee weapons. Now do secondaries. That's gonna be next video, Chief. Next video. Don't leak it. Don't let them know. Don't let them know the next video. But this is it. Has to be it. I think this is peak. What do you guys think? What do you guys before we go on to the next one? Tell me what you guys think. Am I crazy on this one? Is this a horrible one? Was I cooking with this one, chat? I think the only one, like I said, I genuinely think the only one people are going to disagree with me on is the Constitution. That's like the only weapon. But I think we did pretty good here. I think the only thing I may disagree with, but you guys kind of convinced me to put it a little bit higher, was the Flamer. I feel like that should go down. I cooked. Bazed. I cooked. Honestly, don't like the Eruptor, but I think you cooked. Bazed. We cooked. I think it looks okay. Bazed. I got the seal of approval of chat. It's medium rare. So you did quite well. Fuck yeah. I cooked, chat. We're poggers. This is the tier list. If anyone ever, just so we can put some bait in here, if anyone ever said this is wrong, they're just bad.